Yeah, absolutely. I think it's interesting though. If you are a grandma, then Milo Nifty Sax must be like Father Time because when you take a look at where it was in 2020 and where it is now, you spoke about the singular voices where everyone thought that they were very unique. I can tell you that the space still views, if they even are aware, music NFTs as the next big thing. Most of the time, and a lot of people that I speak to, they don't even understand it.
Mm.
You spoke to NFTs in general. Now I get NFTs, but it's images, right? It's just this image. And then now you have the utilities and so on and so forth, and the complexity starts to add up. But music, getting into music, it's that next thing. And it's interesting to see this. It's interesting because now you have a group that is now screaming, and you guys are screaming this. People are starting to hear it. I love it. I love it. Bronze, any thoughts on any of that?
Yeah, wonderful story. Yeah, I really want to get to dive in with the floor drops because, yeah, like John said, it's NFT music is the next big thing. I've been doing NFT gaming. I'm thinking that is also another big thing. Is I know a little bit of Audible partnered up with TikTok. It is big because music. There's so many music lovers. I know we were talking about emotions earlier about crypto, but music hits those emotional notes within us, right? There's scientific where it changes the body chemistry, it changes your mood. When people go to work, they listen to music and they have that upbeat. So I'm very interested in knowing more. And because I'm like the main consumer, right? I use Spotify, I use Apple Music. I subscribe to XM Radio. So everywhere
Mhm.
I go, I have my YouTube on my phone. I paid a premium so I can just look up. Yeah, I'm listening to music all the time. And so I want to know like how, if I buy an NFT, like your NFT, how do I play it? There's some NFTs I hear, some music NFTs, if you own a part of it. Like I heard Rihanna, you can buy Rihanna's music, you're part owner and you get some residual income. I'm wondering if you guys have any of those mechanics or things like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I think. Oh, sorry,
No, I'm
please.
done. Yeah.
Yeah, that what you said, I wanted to piggyback on that because I think like right now it's still so early, as you said, for music NFTs,
Mhm.
and we don't even most people don't understand the impact that this is going to have. Because, for example, sometimes I listen to music that I was listening to when I was a teenager, and it really brings me back. And the idea of owning a piece of it, it would be incredible. I have this piece, like I can always go back and like something that it's part of my history and it's an asset that I actually have. And I can pass it down to my children, or maybe I can sell it. If I think that the impact of music NFTs will really resonate like 15 years from now, and it's I think it's going to be very powerful, and it has a lot of potential also in the short term to bring a lot of people in, because maybe not everyone buys art in their regular day-to-day life, but as you said, a lot of people like yourself are listening to music every single day. It's something that everyone does. So it has a lot of potential, and in general we don't really we don't really add Web2 royalties to our Web3 NFTs because it's usually so small, the percentage. I know it sounds cool, but it's a little bit gimmicky, to be honest. Like the idea of owning like a percent of something that maybe will make some money on Spotify, because the Web2 system really doesn't work to generate income for artists. It has never worked. Let's say it's an experiment that has failed. Most artists make money with merch, with touring, and whatever other else thing they do. So streaming is not something that we rely on. So actually we believe that music should be free to listen. Everyone should be able to access our music. That's how we think about it, for free. But then if you want to own a piece of it, then you can buy it at a price that we consider fair. So it's in this case it's a fair exchange. I give you my music for free, and out of billions of people maybe that potentially listen to it for free, maybe someone will want to support it, and they will support it at the price that we set and not Spotify or other people set. So that's why we don't add those kind of utilities. We add a lot of other stuff, maybe with some of our NFTs, with Nifty Music, access to the artist, for example, which is something that can be done also in Web 2. Like you can do it on Bandcamp, you can do it on Patreon, but we add it, of course, because we think that is cool. People appreciate that. But in general, the utilities that we offer are more, are based around NFT itself and not other stuff that happens with the music in Web2. Just because also in terms of money, it would be such little money to split a percentage of the revenue among 1,000 people. It's really more of a gimmick than anything else. That's the way we see it, at least.
Just a tiny point to add on the Rihanna example. It makes total sense for her because there's one Rihanna, one Drake, one Beyonce, but we're talking about millions, like tens of millions of other artists. How do they make an income? What kind of utilities would make sense for them to offer? So I think it works for superstar if they do offer a piece of the royalty. I think that's very attractive, but it doesn't really work for 99.9% of other people. And because the income from the royalty is so small, if you're just looking at the mechanism of NFT itself, it actually gives you much more rewards. For example, the floor drop, we sell a minimum, it's a wholesale model of 5, and already like several people from already recoup their money by selling several out of the 5, and they get their 1 or 2 NFT for free. For example, right? It's in itself already a great way to get incentivized. And another thing I really want to touch upon is just to give an overview on the music community. Why is it so niche? Because Texan and yourself, like you mentioned, why most people don't understand it or they remain so small. It's actually a good thing because most people come to NFT for the money. Because it's a fun NFT is a token, right? It's just a non-fungible token. It's a part of the crypto ecosystem. So most people come here to flip, and they don't have really a lot of emotional attachment to the community. Mostly, like money is the most incentive. That's why I come here, right? But with music, that is very interesting. Firstly, of course, it's harder to understand. It has different layers of the rights. Some people don't understand. If I get a music NFT, do I own some of the rights? That's one of the biggest questions. But then underneath all this is that I choose people to get my NFTs, and we all do the same, is that people like my vibe, people like my music first. So not only you understand NFT, I actually select the people who like the music as well. And then that takes time. That takes one person at a time. And compared to a Web2 fan building, it's the same process because PFP is a smaller ask than music. Because for you to listen to my music, you need to go somewhere and take time or whatever. That is a longer, especially with current people's attention span, it is a bigger ask for people to actually get into the zone to listen to someone's music. So the community building part is slower but stronger because artists, we like this is our life. We don't really do this and earn a bunch of money and leave. No, we make music for the music's sake. So it's a smaller, slower growing, but definitely a stronger community. That's the main difference between the visual and then the music NFTs.